people with bigger brains than mine, and I don't know if you can see that all that well, they came up with kind of some 5 points that we feel that we can try and base our services on. So we've got tangibles there, up-to-date equipment and facilities and staff uniforms. So making sure that if it's tangible, if we've got something, that it's right. Okay, reliability, standards defined in local service charters, accuracy of records, doing jobs right the first time, basically. This is not, you know, oh, God, this is new. Responsiveness, resolving problems quickly, providing appointment times, etc. Assurance, providing services in a safe and secure manner, obviously kind of similar to the underground. And empathy, tailoring services to meet individual needs. Okay? That's great. So now, brilliant, we can sort of say, okay, if we provide a service or the product we provide to our companies, can we say that we adhere to those issues? Brilliant. But as we've already said before, that's just one side of the equation. When the person walks in the door, they're going to have their own expectations. Okay? So, again, we've just got here. So we've got our 5 points here. And then we've got what goes through the person's mind, okay, our customer's mind. So we've got expected service. So they're going to have prejudgments, word of mouth. So, yeah, I saw a film last week. Go and see it. It's brilliant. So that is already, you know, that will help us. Past experience. Yeah, I went to that restaurant last week. It's okay. It's not fantastic. Buyer's needs. I need somewhere really nice to take my fiancée because I'm going to, you know, I'm going to propose. That is very different than, do you want to quickly grab a bite to eat after work? The need, the requirement there, and the expectation is going to be massive. And advertising. So what are we telling people about us? You know, it's great. You know, this is where a lot of companies fall down. We'll say we're fantastic, and then we don't deliver at times. And so all these 4 areas, as we said, they're building this expectation, and then obviously we've got the actual experience. Okay, so they'll go in there, and they'll have the meal, they'll buy the product, they'll go on holiday, etc. And then what we'll come out with is our perceived service quality. Okay, so how did it go? And so it's these things up here that at times we need to be aware of. Okay? But out of those, to be honest, there's not a lot we can control apart from maybe the advertising. Okay? Because that is definitely within our control. You could say past experience. Well, if we're maintaining good quality standards, then great. We can control that past experience as well. Hence, it's very tough sometimes for companies to recover from bad reputation due to the word of mouth and the past experience of customers. Okay? So, how can we move that a stage further? Well, if we say what can we actually do to help manage customer expectation? So if we've got kind of 4 areas here, you've got to understand the customer expectation, market research, open communication with employees. Okay? So let's go and ask our customers what they expect. And the thing is, we're not asking customers what they think of the end product. We're asking them, what do they think of the process? So if you went and get your kind of tyre repaired on your car, you're not saying, did they repair it? Yes. It's the experience you went through. How did it work for you? Okay, when you were greeted at the door, when the car came in, etc. Service quality specifications. So making sure that you have goals. Try and make it tangible. Have some KPIs in there. You know, what's good, what's bad. And this is not, again, about... I used to work for a National Express group, so they do kind of coaches and trains. So I went from trains to insurance. Fantastic. And, you know, every sort of quarter, we'd have our customer satisfaction massive tome of research come in. We'd say, great, let's have a look at it. What's the KPI? Yeah, it's up to, brilliant. You know, and then it would get stacked away. And that's not good enough. You guys, you know, this thing, it needs to live and breathe in your organisation. And everyone needs to be passionate about that KPI and about their customers. Employee performance, so employee training, okay, and evaluation. So again, you know, like the likes of Nissan, etc., and John Lewis, you know, John Lewis, the people are partners, they have a vested interest in this. They will get excited about where the company's going. Basically, how can we kind of put this into life? Well, again, we've got to understand that a competitive advantage can be gained through good service. And that's where we're fighting on that battleground at the moment. You know, we've kicked to death price and products and things and trying to, you know, now it's got to, you know, we're not doing very well. So we need to improve that because that's where the competition will be. Customer service expectations must be exceeded. Again, you know, once you've measured it, you understand it, try to exceed them. Internal marketing. Okay, so again, it's internal communications. It's very tough. We opened up by saying, you know, marketing is important in times are tough. But the problem is, unfortunately, that's the first area you'll go to when times are tough to maybe make cost amendments at times, cost adjustments. Because, unfortunately, marketeers are generally unpopular in companies because we spend money. Okay, we're not about saving money. And you will often go, you know, in all my career, I'm constant battle about trying to justify what we can do. And so it is tough, but you have to stick with it. Needs top-down commitment. Okay, and that's used all the time, and it should be, because nothing will ever happen unless the people, the owners, you guys believe it, that you can make it work. Otherwise, it'll be, right, there you go, that's the mission statement. There's our values, go and learn it, go away. Brilliant. And then you know, it's got to come back. You've got to live it just as much as the staff. Standards must be set, as we said, about Nissan, the service standards. And then we've got to monitor this performance to make sure we're actually doing what we say we're going to do. Okay. And finally, I'm going to leave you with a slide build, obviously. Okay. So we've got external service quality, which means our customers are happy. And if you're a truly market-orientated company, you'll measure your profits through customer satisfaction. Okay. And you can do this test. And so that's one area. If you're sales-orientated, then you'll be looking at volumes, you know, the number of things you sell, because all you're interested in is a transaction and not a relationship. Whereas this, we're trying to enter a relationship with our customers that they come back to us. So customer satisfaction, ideally customer loyalty. So they're going to make a choice of the coffee. You know, the independent is going to win over the Starbucks. Profitable growth, internal service quality. Okay, because again, if we are doing well as a company, in my experience, companies that are doing well are better places to work for. It doesn't, you know, it's not rocket science there. And so we can then reinvest and bring this back into the company. Employee satisfaction, employee retention, and profitability. And again, you've got to understand that if we're healthy on the inside, we will be healthy on the outside. And that's where, at times, we've got to invest. Okay? So, all I've tried to say is, it's not as simple as measuring the perceived service quality. We need to understand what customers expect. Okay? But that, to a degree, is still within our control. Okay? If we're looking at our employee training, we have service standards, we measure our advertising, okay? And we did deliver a consistent message.